I get well. uh, I I guess we're live, but realistically, we're like early live because like I just wanted to really turn it on. I just really want to turn it on, and then like I don't know, like have a smoke, like hang out. I'm just getting gut shot. Usually, guys are getting gut shot. Let me look at the biz up here. Yeah, I was gonna have like a smoke and go let people wander in, and then like I shall be going live in this corner, weighing in at not 200 pounds, less than that. Dead poop for 20. Clap, clap, clap. Clap, clap. You know what I mean? Like something like that. Same here, legends and the heroes, both y'alls. And man, how are you? Are you guys? What's on the back of the cigs today? Let's see. Let's see what we're killing today. Let's see what part of your body is gonna be hurting. It's a heart. Green hands, unhealthy heart, and it's like someone's like, "Oh, you smoke, we'll take your heart out." But realistically, if you take that, you're dead. What this pack is kind of saying without saying it, and like people who don't even like register is like, "Oh man, yeah, if you smoke, man, they're gonna have to like fuck around with your heart." No, no, you're dead. Like you need your heart. Like you're getting like you can't like, let me swap out for a new one when one comes available. No, it's a heart. You can't do that. You need to. So yeah, long story short, they're saying death. Death. Oh, smoking causes hearts in your hands. Well, I don't think your heart should be out of your body and in hands in people's hands. Mm. Yeah, but I got to flip. That's the whole point. Let me right above that. Really, I have that all the way going back around like unnecessary stuff, and then bam, and then like there you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. But crazy story about yesterday. Ferg got attacked. Is this thing on? Is this thing on? Ferg got Ferg got attacked by a raccoon last night. We were feeding it and doing like all kinds of raccoon stuff, like you cute little thing, and uh, and then like later on in the night, we're just like chit chatting on this deck here, unbeknownst, just like right now, like unbeknownst. Let me look around. And this raccoon felt comfortable enough to come right up to like Ferg's leg, and then like Ferg was like, "Wow, raccoon!" Then moved his leg. Then the raccoon attacked. The raccoon should like try to bite Ferg. Like there was like a raccoon like attack. Like there should be a police report written. Like Ferg is super upset. I'm their neighbor. I'm kind of in the middle of things. Like it's almost like, all right, I know my fucking crazy raccoon neighbors next door did try to bite your leg. possibly would have infected you and gotten you like rabies and shit. But really, they're normally pretty cool. They don't normally bite people. Um, and Ferg's all like, these things need to die, Sparta. And I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. First off, like, you know, I mean, calm down. Like, these are my coons to deal with. These are not your Sparta coons where you can just, like, I don't know, have a pit of something. I don't know if you're gonna dig the hole or if you're gonna like find like the pit of doom that goes down the hill from somewhere. It's like, oh, what, you're gonna cart these fucking raccoons to Egypt? Find that fucking endless, like that Sparta pit? These raccoons are rambunctious. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. They did try to maim and wound a human, but it was out of scared them. You know what I mean? Like, give a coon a chance. And besides that, I think the housing. You know how I don't know if I talked about the housing market, but housing market be crazy here in the sense that they're buying shit, sit on the site unseen, and these two raccoon infested house, they like emptied out the first one. Now it's the second one, and the second one has like 10 of them in it. So like, man, I'd love to be there that afternoon. Let me see grown men approach and try to evict 10 raccoons. I think one of them might get hurt. I think one of them might get when's the last? Hey Fred, when's the last time you had to take a shot? Because you know you just got fucked up by this raccoon. And he'd be like, I don't know, like, I think it was like 10, 15. And he's like, no, we got to bring you to the hospital because this raccoon fucked you up. You know what I mean? Out of the 10 of them, out of the 10 of them, raccoons in there, I bet you one of them is like, almost like, let's call him like aggressive. Oh, like Joe aggressive. You're the raccoon that's like, it's almost like the Backstreet Boys. Remember, like when like that one was like, oh man, you have a tattoo and shit, and you like are the bad boy of the band. Boom, like one raccoon is gonna be the bad boy of the band of this like 6 bedroom, 2 bathroom fucking apartment plaza they're living in, and they're gonna fuck someone up. One of them's gonna fuck someone up. I'm sure of it. Like murder, death, kill, raccoon, like code word, like one human being will happen. You know what I mean? Like, and if you don't watch Demolition Man, I don't think you would have got that reference. And if you do watch Demolition Man, maybe you probably wouldn't have gotten that reference. But hello, let me turn that this way. Hello, and man, I have an interesting booze to drink tonight with y'all. Very interesting booze, and the mix is going to be a Coca-Cola Cherry Zero. Because let me tell you what had happened. Let me fix this for one. Let me fucking fix it. There you go. Boom. All right, let me get caught up in here, and I'll tell you a fucking weird story. Let's see who got shot. That's what happens when you're like drinking. You have no idea what you said like 5 minutes ago. Doing okay, dead poop. How much cigs do you smoke in a day? Legendary Gaming Do I want to give you more information than you need to know about my life, about my cigarette habits? And the next thing you know, is like, well, let me get like, and then, yes, I will let you know. Uh, in a day, let's say a work week where I'm working this and that, I'll smoke maybe about 10 a day. And then at home, I smoke like zero, next to zero. And then when I'm like out drinking, it's like chain smoking, like a lot. And then when I'm hungover, it's like zero. So you know what I mean? It varies. I got the Rona last few weeks. Man, you got the Rona? You got that Rona? That's crazy, dog. I saw the TikTok. Do you still hit the white claws? Man, why wouldn't I? Man, the claws, the laws of the claws are endless. And let me show you what I have tonight. I don't know if it's focusing in. I don't know if it's focusing in. There you go, maybe. It says longue vie aux pommes, which means long life at apples. So this is like fucking liquor store out in Quebec moonshine that was made out of apples. And like, look, watch how fancy this is. Boom, it's got a fucking cork. It's got a cork. And then watch. You smell it. You guys smell it. You know, you guys want to know what you're smelling? You're smelling rubbing alcohol and a sour apple at the same time. And as far as like a moonshine guy, like man, I love moonshine and I understand moonshine. Like to me, it's like this doesn't smell too bad. It doesn't taste too bad except for the fact that it's rough as fuck. I didn't really want to do that, but it tastes what it smells like. It like tastes like strong apples and rubbing alcohol. Now, last night I mixed this with 7 Up, and you know what it like ended up tasting like? Apple moonshine and 7 Up. It smelt and tastes like piss. Like I kid you not. Like it was like I was like, man, I was like, dude, you have to try this. I'm pretty sure I just created piss. And I was like, yeah, that is piss. And I was like, dude, I know, man. Like you know, and that's what I drank. That's what I drank last night because I only had 7 Up to mix it with. And it was horrible as fuck. But yeah, that's apple moonshine. So the furthest thing away from 7 Up is like I don't know, like like black cherry Coca Cola, right? So I'm like, ah man, hopefully with the apple moonshine with the black cherry Coca Cola tastes not like piss. Tastes as unfamiliar to piss. You know what I mean? It's like, man, let me have this drink. Not thinking about piss at all while the drinking process happens. Different taste, different taste, different taste, different taste, different taste. Mmm. Does it taste like piss? I can't even not say like a real like hard no. Like you know what I mean? Like it is kind of an obscure flavor. Let me have another snap and tell you if it does taste like piss. And if so, man, that is a flaw in this liquor. Is like, look, it has a cork. I bet you this was pricey. It has a cork. So that being said, this fancy pricey liquor has a flaw. It tastes like piss when you mix it. You know what I mean? Um, do you still hit? Yeah, I do. I've been out. Shit was terrible. Man, I didn't know he had the virus. Like technically, if you had the virus, you would be the first person I know directly contacted. Like the first person, like instead of like, oh, I know a guy that knows a guy that says they had. Like, you'd be the first contact person that I know that would have got it. You know what I mean? And man, Sam, I don't know if you know what's going on in Canada or New Brunswick, but man, shit's getting like crazy. Like, here, let me say some trigger words that might cancel this live stream, and even um starting Tuesday, like, you know, I mean, in a few days, it's gonna be like, you want to go to a restaurant, you want to go to a, there's more example than just a restaurant, to a liquor store or a hotel or a this or that, you have to show your passport papers of immunization. Um, so it's like taking it right away to the point where it's like, for you to have like like it's almost like the Zelda, the Legend of Link. For you to be able to enter this tavern, you must have achieved level 14 at least and own the old golden goblet from a previous quest, and then this and that. It's like, that's fucking bullshit. If I make it to this village, let me fucking enter this fucking tavern. Like, you know what I mean? That's fucking Zelda all over again. And Zelda is not unlike Hitler. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, you need certain criterias to enter, and is like, Hitler did that too. You know what I mean? You need a magical sword, and blah blah. Hitler was looking for a magical sword too. COVID also Hitler ish. You know what I mean? And long story short, this drink tastes like piss. Apple. Like, you get that Macintosh, and that Macintosh like kind of tastes like piss, and you mix it with some piss. Um, yeah, I've been out. Shit was terrible. Wagwan, dead poop, and Wagwan too, Johnny Azul, and a happy Wagwan to everyone. A happy Wagwan. And man, we went to the barriest of all bars. Like, you know what I mean? Like when me and Ferg are like fucking bouncing around the city, we stop at the barriest bar of all bars, where it's like a sketchy bar, but the people are real nice and this and that. So like park, and then as soon as we got parked, it was like this guy comes up. He's like, you know what I would like from you? 250, and from your friend, 250, because I want to. But and I'm like, whoa, stop it there, fella. That's crazy demands right there. I'm like, first off, I don't have any fucking cash on me. I did. and, and then I'm like, I only got like debit, and you know what he says? Well, I'll take your debit card. We'll make that work. I was like, I don't think so. You're funny, but and then we're like, all right, tell you what, we're not giving you no fucking, we're not meeting your demands, but I'll buy you a fucking cheap beer. And we're in the fucking the heart of the ghetto of the heart of the ghetto of the ghetto. So it's like $2 drafts. Like in the area we're at, like you know what I mean, like a $2 gets you like a serving of draft of alcohol draft. And we're like, oh, we'll buy your beer here. It's like, oh, I'm not allowed in there. All right, cool. We'll go across the street, get you a fucking truck over there. It's like, I'm not even allowed in there either. And then we're like, you just go home. Like, you know, if you're not allowed no bars, you're hanging out, just go home. Uh, and I think that makes sense. Like, you know what I mean? If you can't be where you're at, just go home. Like that's where you should be. Do you have of that contraband whiskey left? Little, like technically a little bit out of 12 bottles. Maybe I have a little bottom of a bottle over here, but this pretty much is what is left of 12 bottles of it. Johnny and the Jesus. Fuck that guy. No bar guy. Exactly. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and then, and we're, like I said, we were in that area. And then this girl comes into the bar where we're at. We're like rolling joints. We're going to join the back. We don't give a fuck. And this older, I don't want to have to describe her, but let's say if I were to, she's a little bit more urban than me and Ferg. And she's like, bah, I need this and that for this and this. But this and this, I like that. I need $5. And then Ferg's like, all right, I'll give you $5. She's like, good, I'll come get my drink and I'll come drink with you guys. And then we're talking about a bar in front of the street and a bar on the other side of the street. So this girl that was like older than me and Ferg was like, gah, 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 and like not to judge a lady, but it was almost disgust where it was almost like suck your dick for this $5, like like anything. And you know what I should have done with that opportunity would be like not a like a marriage ending dick suck too late in life, but I keep a toenail clipper, and I should have been like, I'll give you $5, but let me videotape me clipping your toenails off and then making a video of that, man, because man, you guys don't even understand the fucking video of the toenail stuff. Like I do one toenail once a year, and man, the woodworking or worms that come out of those toenails videos is silly gooseness. You know what I mean? It's like, bah, I like your toes. Do another video. I was like, nah, I don't. Maybe next year, but I don't really. Do you ever see any of my other videos that doesn't have toenails? No, I like toenails. Like, you know. So yeah, but this girl that wanted $5 in the back of my head, I'm like, couldn't a video be like a video series could be me clipping random people's toenails for money? Like, you know what I mean? Like, go around to this area of town, and everyone's like, I've got money for this. Da, da, da. I do, but let me cut your toenails. And it'd be like a fucking weird toenail cutting video. I, I don't think you understand how think how good this is. I think I believe it is. And this apple booze tastes like piss. Smells like piss. Uh, did you see Shang-Chi yet? I did not see Shang-Chi yet because I downloaded it a few times and it wasn't good enough quality. Like when they were talking English, it was a tinny cam, so it was like, this is gonna be English talk. You know, we're talking English. You can barely hear it. And then when they're like non-talking English, you didn't have the right language subtitle. Like they're like, yes, ping pong towel, one tongue, one time, two pucks, two times, yeah, yabba dabba do. And then instead of the words being written in English, it'd be written in another language that you don't understand. So I'd love to watch Shang-Chi, but it ain't ready for me to be watched. You know? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, fuck it. Did you see the new What If? Yes, I did. Man, it was a good one. I really liked the zombie What If, but this What If was also very, very, very good. You know what I mean? Like, it's a very, very good What If. And I don't know if I talked to you guys about it or not, but I also like I also like Stargirl. Like Stargirl with Solomon Grundy. The Stargirl. Hey man, the winds are fierce. Like, okay, look, I'm in the jam. Is this even pointed at me? I'm in the jam of of the house here, and then as soon as you reach it, whoa, look, whoa, the wind is just crazy this way. If you were to see the plume, if you guys were to see the plume on this like place over here, the plume is going straight sideways. It can't go any more sideways than the sideways that it's going. I mean, that is a 30 to 500,000 miles per hour wind. Because like, I technically would be like 30 to make it go sideways like that. But anything more than that would still make it go sideways, right? And that's, I don't know if it's a trick question or a trick statement. Trick statement. Ha ha. Hey man, I'm getting like I go on like I have a couple like Facebook like little like groups I'm signed in, and man, some of these like niche comic books that I do have, because my big thing is like I'm the first appearance kind of guy. Man, some of them are doing like great fantastically, like you know what I mean, like great and fantastic at once, like great tastic. You know what I mean? And it's like, wow. Unless you don't collect comic books, and if you don't collect comic books, that's cool too. But what do you do collect? I choose comic books, and that's like that. Man, that's a collection, isn't it? And I can't read the comments right now. That's why I'm like just kind of stalling, just having this smoke, just having this smoke. But good news, bad news. Tell you what, good news, bad news, good news, good news is I'm putting the mass on the road. The actual like Pumobile version 2 that I like bragged about, and then I had hard feelings about. Then I parked it for like almost a year, well, pretty much a year, and then like now it's back. Now it's like roll legit, and I'm gonna ride it till wheels fall off, and because this old car, and this is where I disagree with my friends. This old car there's like an '07 that's this and that, and technically it's missing this and it doesn't have that, and it needs a little bit of work. They're like, man, that's a $1,500 car. And in my head, I'm like, man, it's the most beautiful car you ever seen. Paint wise, this and that. But at the end of the day, the paint is the lipstick on the car itself. They're like, that's a $1,500 car. So if I were to sell it, like I'd be like, I don't know, short of sucking a man's dick for like 2 grand to sell this car. So I'm like, okay, $1,500. If the car dies, I get it towed to a junkyard. They're gonna give me $200. Before I do that, I'll cut the catalytic converter. That's like fucking like $500 right there. Boom. Then I got a set of rims for this fucking thing that are fucking killer. That's another 500. So boom, I'm almost to $1,700, $1,500, and that's the kill dead zone price of this thing. Let me just ride this thing till the wheels fall off. Because I can't do any worse than what it is. It's like a trap. It's a shitty car trap. And then guess what's gonna probably happen? What's gonna happen is gonna be like, hey, hey, Deadpool, I'm your car. I probably need about $200 to fix this thing. And I'm like, god damn it. Let me pay it. And then you know what happens after that? It's like, hey, yo, Deadpool, it's car again. I'm gonna need me like 300-400 to fix this. And I'm like, fuck. I'm already in this car for like $1 billion. Like this is Tom Hanks' fucking money pit right here. And then the car's still asking for more. I'm still wanting for more. And that's the only thing I'm scared of, because like that's why I parked it. That's why I parked it and had hard feelings. Because it was like, oh man, dead poop. Let me help you to start your car and get that on the road. And you know what it took to start the car and get it on the road? It took me putting the key in the door, unlocking it, and starting the fucking car. Like like everything else worked. Like you know what I mean? I parked a perfectly good car out of like fucking bad feelings, and then I'm gonna drive this fucking perfectly good car out of fucking shit feelings too. You know what I mean? I hate this car, but I hate this car enough that this car should know. It's almost like Do you believe? It's almost like, do you believe in magic in the young girl's heart? Magic in something and a bill like a fart. Magic. But it's almost like this car should know that I've like done all this for it. It's like, car, you would have died a long time ago if it wasn't for me. So let's let you karma this thing around and be good to me. Like, you know what I mean? Car, let me you be good to me for a bit, for a change. Why the raccoon attack? I think Ferg just scared the raccoon, and the raccoon was like right by his leg, and like it was almost like a twitch situation, and one of these twitches wasn't a leg; it was like a face with like teeth, and tried to like bite Ferg. But if you're hanging out with Jay at the painting room, and it's like, that's because they hate they hate dead poop. Blah, 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 blah. They don't hate me. It's a love hate relationship. It's more love than hate. But at the same time, yeah, sometimes we just like spend afternoons just shooting these things with fucking BB guns. Weak ones. Is the water freezing over St. John? No, 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 no. It won't get that cold for like, I don't know, couple 2 3 months. When you're making bologna stew, fuck, whenever it stumbles upon my lap, like, bologna's expensive. Like, you know what I mean? I'll make bologna stew like not all day every day, but all week, some weeks. Um, but bologna's expensive, dude. So I'll wait for that like notable sale. Like, it's almost like I'm at the bar having a fucking beer, and like somebody like tells me, like, "Hey, yo, that poop, bologna over here is on sale like crazy." And I'm like, "What kind is it? Is it Sunrise?" They're like, "Yeah, yeah," and I'm like, "Fuck no." Or if they're like, "Oh, is it Sunrise?" They're like, "No, I don't think so." Then I investigate. Man, smell this. Smells like piss, like apples. I mean, like a Macintosh. You put a Macintosh in a fucking drink, it's already pissy. You know what I mean? Same here, has 4 comics. Well, I don't know if you collect them or you just only have 4, but that's a start. That's a start. Go on Comic Book Realm and look up what you got. You know what I mean? There might be something curious in there. How does St. John? How does St. John smell? St. John smells like outdoors. Like, St. John smells like Earth. Like, that planet we live on. But when you come to the west side, we have a pulp mill, and man, the product they use for to make pulp is like very egg forward. Like, very like egg salad sandwich, very like eggy, sulfury, and you come on the west side, man. Like, if you're not from around here, it's like almost like toucan Sam follow your nose, and you know you're in a different part of town from your nose. But beyond that, like beyond the smelly west side, um, yeah, St. John smells like Earth, like Earth world, planet Earth. You know what I mean? Uh, Run it into the ground. Fuck it. Get your money's worth. Exactly. And I'm into this fucking car like almost a 2000 a 2007 Mazda 3. I'm into this car like almost 7 grand, like a heavy six. I'm into this car like a heavy 6 grand, a Mazda 3, 6 grand in a Mazda 3. And yeah, yes, it's the most luxurious, best of Mazda 3s that ever was, whatever. But it's way too much. It's like way too much. Like it's nonsensical. It's nonsensical. Like in this fairy tale, the prince didn't even get the princess. The prince got fucking served papers and fucking ended up paying out of his ass for fucking bullshit. You know what I mean? A little bit later, if I can come to find out, it was fucking this. You know what I mean? Not his baby, like Maury. Maury. Do you eat food that fell on the ground? I'm not a fucking animal. I won't eat food that fell off the ground, but I will eat a snack that might have fell. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if my meal falls on the ground, well, that's a lost meal. But if there's something on the ground that visually tastes buttibly, stomachly, if I'm hungry enough, fucked up enough, yeah, I'll eat that off the ground. I don't give a fuck. I mean, I don't know if you know how like AIDS work, but if AIDS gets wet and forms a puddle, and what a cheeseburger falls in it, I don't think you still get it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think germs on the ground are very limited. Like, the worst germ you could get would be like a pre-larva bacteria, but like, you know what I mean? Like, nothing, not too bad. Like, nothing, not too bad. All right, that's what I mean. Do you want Trump to come back? Trump has nothing to do with me, man. We got our own fucking idiot to deal with. Like, man, let me turn this laptop right here, and that way I'll be able to like do a bit of both-ish. There you go. Yeah, Trump, man, Trudeau, man, fuck Trump and Trudeau. Because man, Trudeau's all fucked up. Trudeau be like, oh man, like, and then and then like pause, edit this back in because I would have an editor at this point. So Deadpool's world famous. He would have his own editor, and the editor would add a bunch of facts where like Trudeau reneged on what he said about a bunch of different things, and then he's like being silly about taking our fucking human freedom rights away. Oh, you want to go to a bar or a restaurant or something cool? You're going to need to have a non FDA approved substance put in your arm and have the paperwork to prove it. Like, isn't that just fucking silly as fuck? And I have it. Like, as far as Canada's concerned, yes, I can, like, fucking watermelon armpit my way into, like, anywhere as I want to go. Like, you know what I mean? Stick my armpits right out like I'm carrying two watermelons and be like, I'm Deadpool 420, and let me go ahead and get into this establishment. Here's the paperwork that you have so required. And even though I can and will be able to do that, it's still not fucking right for the rest of it. So mark my words. If there is a group, a non-violent group that is like, oh man, we have mutual interest of thinking like that this is like crazy, crazy. Why don't you join this group? And then I don't know if it'd be like all internet or maybe we'll have meetups and this and that and have like rallies and stuff. But it will maybe turn into a civil war eventually. Like you know what I mean? Like call a spade a spade a spade. Like you know what I mean? Like spade a spade up. Like dig a government hole and fucking bury it like a spade, right? That will do it. Like you know what I mean? Like yeah, this can and could turn into like something more thought out. You know what I mean? Oh man, like this page if you believe that this ain't right. And boom, you like this page. And then it's like, oh man, local St. John chapter of like this page. If you believe it's not right, get together. And then we do. And the next thing you know, it's like, man, there's a lot of us here. Let's start flipping cars. Let's start flipping cars. Into what the heck? Flipping cars. And I don't know why I want to flip cars, but man, in a group of people, wouldn't it? It's easy to flip cars. Like, yes, I just participate in a little bit of car flipping in my past, and that's a great feeling. Like, yes, it's like, wow, we flipped it with five of us. But you know what's even funner? When there's 10 of us, so no one's really struggling. Let's just fucking flip this thing. You know what I mean? Boom. And hopefully you didn't park there. Hopefully you didn't park there. Because that would suck. Because sometimes in life, man, I don't know if you do it, but sometimes I do it, where it's like the government requires to have, like, I don't know, insurance and registration, this and that. And man, sometimes in life, you're like, man, I want to do most of it. I would like to do most of this, is what you're requiring from me. And sometimes it's like, I can only do some of it. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, you require this, and that. But sometimes it's like, I know you require it all, but I don't have it all. And meet me halfway. Meet me halfway, and maybe we're good about it. You know what I mean? Not give me that full ticket. Um, where are we at? Do you have a go-to food at the movie theater? Well, that buttery popcorn, like that butter popcorn is good. But man, if I want to get comfortable at a movie theater and really enjoy myself, technically that nachos, that little bit of chip, the overabundant amount of cheese, and then you pay like a crazy amount extra to have jalapenos cut up on top of it. You know what I mean? But that's like that don't give a fuck moment. Cause man, you're paying like I don't know over $10 for like this nacho thing that like at any other place in the world for that price it would have meat, it would be more, it wouldn't be processed cheese whizzed in a puddle, it would be like real, like you know what I mean. It's like better, be better. But in a pinch, that'll do. That'll do. That'll do. Is the shack going to be ready for the ice this winter? Man, the shack needs a lot of work. The shack needs lumber, and lumber's pricey as fuck. Because, man, there's a piece of the roof that's gone. And the roof was weak, anyways. So, anyways, like, yeah. There's work to be done on the fishing. There, man, there is work to be done on the fishing shack. Is it solid enough? Yes. Does it need work? Yes. Can it go out as is? No. It needs work. It needs roof work. It needs roof work. Like, seriously. It needs a few bucks and it needs roof work. Um, but I don't know. It all depends on the winter. I'd like to have it like tickety boo and be ready to ice fish. And if the season permits, because last year was fucked, it'd be like, it's ready. Let's pull it out. It does have a roof on it, but I don't want to be like, oh man, the ice is ready. Man, I wish I had a roof on this. Like, you know what I mean? You need a roof on it. You know what I mean? Are people in St. John processing coving stuff? Man, that's funny you should say that because we were like uptown today, like in the heart of St. John, and there's this place called King Square, and that's the heart of St. John. And we're in like me and Ferg are like in a couple ghetto bars, and all we hear is like you know what I mean, like go let my people go, let my people like loud music, and then it's like chop 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 chop. We're like, what's going on? And then we kind of look over. We're like, yeah, there's people gathered over there. Blah. Then we bar hop and go to another bar, and we ask. We're like, the fuck's going on? And they're like, oh, it's a rally against COVID or something like that. And I was like, what? That was not properly advertised because maybe I would have gone there to kind of show my support. You know what I mean? I was like drinking like feet away for non-supporting a like a kind of a like a cause, and I could have cause supported and still kept going. Like you know what I mean? Like a good like two burn stones at once. Like you know what I mean? It does take a rock appliance to fucking figure that out. I could have two fucking burnt stones at once. And yeah, no, we never went to it. Are the gooseberries still in season? No, they're not in season. And when I made that video where I ate, or if I was live streaming and I ate a bunch, they were green in the process of turning purple, and when they're purple, they're ready. So it still needed, and it turns quick, right? Still need a little bit of time, not too much time, but boom, and that was a long time ago. So yeah, the gooseberry's been done tons, done, and our plant sucks. Like in Quebec is like Quispamsis, let's say, where man it's warmer, it's nicer, it's just that things would just grow better, and gooseberries aren't they're they're not local to here, so man, they don't excel that well. They don't excel that well at all. You know what I mean? Did you ever see the movie The Man Who Killed Hitler and Bigfoot? That cheesy B-rated movie. I think I did. I think I did. Did you see Green Hood today? No, but I messaged him or he messaged me, and he was like, "Oh, where you at?" And I'm like, "I'm over here, but I'm heading over here." And he's like, "Well, all right, cool, cool, cool. I'm almost done over here. I'd like to go over there, but possibly I might go over here, there." So yeah, our paths didn't cross. I think where I left the panic room, I think Green Hood wanted to go to the panic room, and now I'm drinking piss. And this is pricey liquor as fuck, but man, apple that has like a pissy taste smell. You know what I mean? That's apples. It's great booze, but yeah, it's pissy. Pissy smell. Uh, oh man, yeah, and it was crazy. Like so, when we got, do you still got a key to the panic room? To the new spots. Yes. To the old spot, yes. To every spot, yes, I do. Uh, System down, city the news. What's up, brother? And I brother you before you even brother. I didn't even read your brother before I said brother. But now I'm reading your brother. I said brother back, brother. You know what I mean? Is Green Hood going to the Grove Lounge? No, no, no. No one's going to the Grove Lounge. Okay. The Grove Lounge is only special good for special occasions and this and that. Like, yeah, no one's going to the fucking Grove Lounge. The Grove Lounge. I don't even think so. I don't even think the Grove Lounge. I almost quit smoking cigarettes this week. Well, no, I didn't almost quit smoking cigarettes. That's a bad word. I almost quit smoking real cigarettes this week. Uh, Not much, bro. Just smoking some weed. And man, smoking weed's great. Don't say not much when you say you're smoking weed. You're like, ah, living my best life. Dot dot. Smoking some weed. Um. That's like, what was I even gonna say? No, I forget. And if I research and look into my brain, I remember. Let me read the Grove Lounge. No, I don't think it had anything to do with Grove Lounge. But man, I'll tell you a story about the Grove Lounge, man. The few times I've been there, man, I felt like a fucking king. Like it's not. We're not no out of towners. We're in towners. But you show up and you're not a regular. They're like, ah, this guy's new. I don't know what he's about. So you know what happens? You create the whatever about. And every time I've been there, I'm that heavy taper that don't give a fuck or fucker. And man, I when I show up, it's like, bah, you want to play like fucking washer toss in the back? They try to give me horseshoes and washer toss, and on a nice day, man, that's a real nice bar. I like it, but no one goes there. Like, you know what I mean? Like the fact that that bar's still open is like a fucking wonder. You know what I mean? Is pumpkin spice a load of bullshit? I don't know, man. I don't like the pumpkin flavor at all. So pumpkin spice, pumpkin this, pumpkin pie. Never had it. Don't want to. Don't want to. Good vibes, brother. And it's good vibes too. And you know what else is good vibes? Is Virgil from WWE. R.I.P. to Virgil. For being technically the Brooklyn Brawler that somewhat made it. Is like, man, Virgil was bullshit for the longest time. Then he like teamed up with Ted DiBiase. So this bullshit guy is no longer bullshit. Ted DiBiase, and then it's like Virgil with Ted DiBiase. And now when you talk about old school wrestling, it's like, remember that guy that was with Ted DiBiase? And they're like, yeah, Virgil. I'm surprised you know that. All right, cool, cool. We have a conversation. He dead. R.I.P. Virgil. And I think instead of me saying R.I.P. Virgil, I think I had a good point. I think I was gonna chicken heart soup the soul story on this one, but I got sidetracked. Um, or any gangsters in Saint John? First off, like most of us are gangsters. For for one, um, this one can't afford a gold chain, but I will like knock a tooth out. Um, St. John is full of gangsters and wannabe gangsters and rubber knife gangs and St. John is a tough ass fucking city. Like you know what I mean? Like it's almost like fucking what was it? Donnie no, not Donnie Brass, Goodfellas. Where it's like, yeah, I knew I was someone when they used to like take my mom's groceries and blah blah blah. It's kinda like that. Everyone's gangsters in St. John, but no one's really tough. You know what I mean? Except for the tough guys. Like, you know what I mean? There are some good fucking crazy fucking tough guys. When was the last time you ate cretin? I don't know, maybe about 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, a little cretin feed. You listing the snack? Oh, Snack the Ripper. Yeah, yeah. Throwing harpoons. Throwing harpoons. Yeah, no, Snack the Ripper is the fucking bomb. But also, side note, fucking C Lance. C Lance, the beat maker, the sound engineer. The C Lance is the bomb too, right? Uh, does Trudeau visit St. John? Trudeau visited St. John one time. I kid you not. We had this crazy, crazy flood, and like Trudeau came down and was like, for the flood. And he was like, filling sandbags. And while he's filling sandbags, he's like fucking talking and interviewing. And I guess you're not like one St. Johnner, and all of one was like, yeah, clap, clap, clap. He's like, hey, Trudeau, instead of fucking holding up the line for your fucking bullshit interviews, why don't you fill up some sandbags, Bob? Like, you know what I mean? Like, we call him right out on it. Like, get to work, you motherfucker, pretty much. And that's St. John in a nutshell. And I love that. Like, the premier comes over during a fucking, like, I don't know, state of emergency. And guess what? We're telling them, like, quit that quit that TV bullshit and just fucking like fill up the sandbags if you're on the shovel. Like if not, give up that shovel and fucking I don't know, make sandwiches. or do whatever the fucking hell. You know what I mean? Like I was gonna get all like, whatever. It's true though. It's true though. Are you psyched for the upcoming Sopranos prequel movie coming out? Man, you want to know something about crazy about that? Is like I was telling my buddies about it. I'm like, oh man, the Saints of whatever. It's the fucking Sopranos prequel. There's gonna be the guy from the Punisher is gonna be in it, John, whatever the fuck, that guy. And so, anyways, this is like months ago, and that's what happened. And now my buddies are like, yeah, that movie's in theater. And here's what I'm answering your question with. They're like, oh, that movie's in theater. It should be out. That movie is in theater. The movie, I'm like movie. I thought it was a TV show. And they're like, no, it's not a TV show. It's a movie. It's like, man, I showed you the trailer, and I'm pretty sure it's a TV show. Nope, it's a movie. You know what I mean? Like, I thought there's enough of a story to tell that you could like, you know what I mean? Like, movie that instead of you could TV show that instead of a movie. Like, let you lets you lets you lets you tell that story over a span of a few episodes, not just a movie which is 2 hours, and that is not the equivalent of just like 3 episodes, right? I'll check that out. What's the name you said? Ah, what were we talking about that I said that was worth checking out? I don't know, dude. This guy's rather the gangster in St. John. Time, oh, the Snack the Ripper. Yeah, C Lance. Yeah, C Lance is the beat guy for like Mercules and this and that, and they're good. And then I don't know what was this like Mercules and Snack the Ripper did that. Throwing harpoons, throwing harpoons. The Canadian rapper. Yeah, no, we have a lot. Ah, I'm trying to think of a Canadian rapper I might have referred to before, but bah. Tom McDonald, but that guy don't even fucking try to pretend he's Canadian, even though he's Canadian. Like, you know what I mean? Like, as much as talented as Tom McDonald is, personally, I know him a little bit, and I'm gonna say that guy's a fucking idiot. Like when I was like Deadpool 420 early, and when he was like, what was it, Hangover Gang, Tom McDonald. Yeah, I'm Tom McDonald. They rap a little bit. Blah, blah, blah. We were friends on Instagram, and then I said a funny comment about like he had like fucking dry fucking like almost like he had a cold nose. Like you know what I mean? Like blown tissues on his nose, a cold nose, a sniffle nose. And you know what almost goes with a cold nose? A coke nose. And I like commented that he's like, "Oh man, you're an asshole." Blah blah blah. Then he unfriended me, even though we were like friends for like a year or two. Like you know what I mean? It's like I don't do coke, and like man, uh, yes you do. I know you. Yes you do. Like you know what I mean? Like he got all offended because I made a comment about him having like the fucking The raw nostrils. You know what I mean? Like, fuck him. Uh, what's some good TV you've been streaming? Start. That was not a good move. Like, that was like my whole weed tray and all this and that just fucking falling right over. That, like, I should be more upset. Oh, yeah, I know then. Oh, Snow. Informer, you know what I'm playing. I look it boom boom down. Talk about some me now. Shabba. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, look up Informer just for fun, but you know, I mean, you're not gonna find quality in there. Oh man. All right, give me a sec. Give me a sec. I gotta do like a fucking bend over for this weed and this weed, this weed. Oh, this. There's my papers. There's my paper. It's clumsy, right? Is Tom McDonald challenge our guy who does? No, that's Frankie McDonald's. Yeah, Frankie McDonald is that guy. Grab your hot dog, grab your water. It's gonna be. No, that's Frankie McDonald. Coke suck dick, bro. I know the feeling. Uh, don't hurt your back. Yeah, I know. And that was a steep bend over. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that was a full bend over. That was a full bend over. But yeah, the old Pope-mobile is gonna be on the road, and one of the big things that it needs is like a wheel bearing. And one of my buddies is like right off the hop. He's like, "Ah, you need a wheel bearing? That's no problem. I know, man. I do those all the time. I'll do the wheel bearing for you." And you know what I was like, man, thanks, man, because I need the wheel bearing. Have you ever, uh, have you ever done skip the dishes lately? I man, all the time. Today, none. Yesterday, none. But the day before, yeah, fuck yeah, I skip. Remember seeing my weed. Remember seeing my weed flying away with the wind back in the day. Yeah, so you see what God just did to us, man. And that's the worst. Like, man, I lost a lot of weed out of that little pre-roll cup I had. Whoa, whoa. Out of that pre-roll cup I had going on. And I hear. Are you even seeing me? I hear voices out there. Yeah. And yeah, my parents are back, so it's not like I can't fog this whole room, and the next thing you know, like it wafts upstairs, and then. But unbeknownst to them, me and Mrs. Poop have been thinking about selling. Like this market in St. John has been so crazy that people out of this province are buying like multiple unit houses, which this is one sight unseen. Sight unseen for like crazy dollar, like not even top dollar, like crazy dollar. Um, Back in the day, let's say you put your house up for like 130, you're never gonna get asking. You're like 130, you might as well settle for 120. Like, that's the closest you're ever gonna get. But the way the market is, my buddy put his house up for 130, he got 150. Like people are like bidding warring. People are bidding warring for like POS shitty places that shouldn't really need it or get it. Like, you know what I mean? And that's crazy. That's why the market's so fucking foolish. Step in there like this. Perfect. Yeah. So this house of mine that I believe had like X value, it almost seems like the value could be like 2x. And if you do math, that's like two times the amount that I believe it's worth. But then you're forced to buy a house in the same market. I don't know. We're thinking about it. We're thinking about it. It's a lot to think about. My house is paid for. So if anything, I would be even willing to do is let me get like, I don't know, like a couple hundred grand for my house, and let me buy the next place for me to live cash. Like, you know what I mean? Cash. And that's the idea. And I don't know. We got a lot to think about. But man, that is something to think about. And that's the only shitty part. Like me getting top dollar value for this place. Sucks to have to like buy in a top dollar market value thing. But I know enough people that I could almost like come across that deal that doesn't even exist yet. It's like, oh man, my aunt's been thinking about selling. My blah blah blah's been thinking about selling. So they don't even talk to a real estate guy. And I'm like, well, what are you thinking? And they're like, I'm thinking this amount. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll give you that. Cash. Boom. You know what I mean? Like, let me give you like 120 grand cash. But if it's on the market, it's been bidding wars. Like, it's been going above market value. Anyways, I know. Like, what's Dead Poop's channel turn into? The housing market Texas discussion. What is this? Like the fucking I don't know. I couldn't even think of a daytime talk show. Like that's how little daytime talk shows. I was like the guy. Oh, just a Ricky Lake, and I was like, most of you aren't in the Ricky Lake fucking age group. I was like, it's just fucking Maury Povich. And no one's a father. Like it has nothing. Like what's a daytime fucking like Regis and Kathy or something like that. Philmans, Philmans and Kathys. You know what I mean? And while I'm here, like I'm just gonna like I'm not gonna smoke. Let me just start one. And I'm a little smoke rich tonight. Or like I have some of these. And these smokes will take your heart out of you. Like you know what I mean? Like might as well say you're gonna die. Like, isn't your heart not supposed to be in a green hand outside of your body? I'm pretty sure your heart's supposed to be in your body. So like this pack says death. But I also have another pack that doesn't say that. That's a little cheap, quite a bit cheaper than that one, as a backup. It's almost like when I'm done the good ones, guess what I'll have? Some not so good ones. Some lesser some lesser good ones. And here's the gun that we've been shooting the fucking raccoons with. And it's not a bad one. Like watch. Where are we at? Camera again. Whoops. I almost tripped over that, but watch. It's weak. You know what I mean? Like it has a pinch to it, but if you're wearing like clothing, and they have more than clothing, they have fur, and they can take it. So it's like sometimes I'm like, you cutie little raccoon. Then I'll throw them sandwich and like macaroni loaf and bologna and this and that, like the cheap meats. And some other times, I don't know, I shoot them with a weak pellet gun, BB gun. It's like a love hate relationship. They bit my friend, and they also shot on my deck. Like probably 12 times on the old one and once on this new deck. I mean, that's nothing to brag about. I mean, yeah, only once on this new deck, but technically they felt comfortable enough in the past to shit like a good 12 times on the old one. You know what I mean? And let's see what people are saying. Let me get one inside. Let me have a piece of a smoke inside. Like that's inside. And I have that window open, that window open. What's up with the registration? Nothing's up with the registration. Do you remember when lady in a wheelchair won a treadmill on The Price is Right? Yeah. That was and I love those videos. It's like awkward moments during blah blah blah, and that and First Amendment audits. I seem to watch a lot of those. Do these new raccoons basically ignore you? A little bit, yeah. These like this is like the sixth new generation of raccoons, and yeah, they kind of ignore me, and I don't know. Yeah, they like to sum it up. I was gonna say, and they don't do what I want them to, and no, they ignore me. They will take the food, enjoy it, scoff at my face, and then do whatever else they want. Raccoons. If you moved, would you stay on the west side? Yes, and that's why I was like, I looked at my buddy's house, the one that went for like 130 to 150. That was on the west side. I knew where he lived. Like, man, I would have bought that. Mine would have went for more, and then I could have bought his castle. You know what I mean? Like, but I wasn't quick enough. I didn't know it was coming. The value will be five times in 200 years. And legendary gaming, you're not actually wrong because I'm on the St. John River and we're in St. John and it's tidal over here and it's river over here, like, and this is like one of the wonders of the world, the reversing falls, and I'm right on it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, one of these days my land would be worth something foolish, I'd imagine. Like, one of these days, like, maybe not in my lifetime or my kid's lifetime or their kid's lifetime, but if technically if this land could stay in my name, eventually riverfront property in a world of the name that the river's called of, and it's so cool in the city, it's gonna be worth, like, I don't know, the maximum a land could be. You know what I mean? Um, is the government settling Afghanistan refugees in St. John? All the time, man. Like, we have this one part where it used to be like a bunch of like poor white people, and also like, I'm not gonna discriminate blacks and whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Just like St. John's poorest. And now you go through this like area where it should be St. John's poorest. It's like St. John's, like, Afghanistan refugees location. You know what I mean? Like, we're taking in so many, it's changing the landscape. And like, I don't know if the next question is like, oh, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Bah, it's a whatever thing. I'd like for, like, and it has nothing to do with race, creed, or color or nothing like that. But you know what would be better than like us, like, helping them out is like helping Canadians out first. Like, you know what I mean? And that's all. Have you been watching lots of Norm Macdonald clips? I was always a Norm Macdonald fan from the get go, and I watch his like this like interview thing on Netflix, even though I watched it before, because it only came on Netflix after it was actually a real thing, and I watched it when it was a real thing. But anyways, love Norm Macdonald, R.I.P. to him, and man, he's Canadian, and don't we have the best ones? Like, you know what I mean? Like, technically, like, we got Beaver, we got Drake, we got fucking Jim Carrey, we got Seth Rogen, we got a lot of your guys' good ones. You know what I mean? Yes, they made it in America, but they were born in Canada, and you can only make it in America. Pretty sick. You guys got these crazy animals out there. I have deers in the yard all the time. Like, man, And I get close to these deers, and man, there's a buck. And he had horns, and you can't really get that close to a buck with horns. But yeah, it's I'm in the city. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm a country boy that lived in the country, but now I'm in the city. But I'm in a weird spot of the city where I'm in the city, but these crazy like the deers, they follow the train tracks, and then they're in the part of town where there shouldn't be. They're stuck on my street. It's a weird dead end street, and then I don't know, just hang out. They leave. They don't hang out. Then they're stuck. They come back. Like you know what I mean? Like it's like a city redneck situation. The city regular. Like, yes, can I shoot out fireworks in my backyard? Do I shoot off like not firearms, but like BB guns and pellet guns and stuff? Pings, hit cans. Like, you know what I mean? It's in the city, but it's country a little bit. Uh, have you been watching lots of? Okay, we have coyotes walking around our city. They tell you don't keep your cat indoors, but people don't listen, and the coyotes eat the cats. Oh yeah, of course they do, man. I told you about Lucky, this one cat we were gonna adopt. It was like this little kitten showed up at our fucking door, and it was like this little kitten was like, "Wow, I'm a little kitten, and I'm cute as fuck." And I was like, "What was it? This wasn't the winter time, but it wasn't that warm. It wasn't the summertime." It's like, "Oh man, you cute as fuck," and the kids are like, we'll name this one Lucky," and it came around like 2 days in a row. And then I was like, "All right, kids, let's make you a deal. This cat needs its life saved, I think, because I don't think it has a home for some reason." So I ended up, I was like, "If it comes around tonight, we're gonna keep this cat." So I put out like cat food. I went and bought cat food, put out cat food, and guess what? The cat didn't come out. And in my heart, I'm like, "Ah, fuck. This cat, I wanted to have this cat, and the cat didn't come back." I was like, "All right, wasn't meant to be." And then I had to go crawl around in the basement like a fucking, I don't know, a few months, almost a year later. And I'm in. I don't know how the cat got in the basement, or what drug it in there, but there's Lucky, pure bones with a fuzzy tail. Like you know what I mean? Like this thing was like picked clean, except for a tail. There's no meat on it, right? So the tail's fluffy. So I knew it was Lucky. So that's why this cat didn't come and eat the food on the third day, because it was like getting tortured and eaten in the basement. And had I known, like one day sooner, this cat would have been mine. But no, it ended up getting eaten in the basement. And that was my great cat story. Like, you know what I mean? A positive, upbeat cat story. Died in the basement, eaten by rats, and possibly like a ferret. I got pretty sure I saw a ferret down there one time. You know what I mean? We have okay. How do you feel about Carrot Top? Carrot Top's cool. Like Carrot Top's cool. Carrot Top is cool. I always liked all of his shit. The fact that he's healthy and like on steroids doesn't really take away from his jokes that much. Like you know what I mean? Like he like You could be like a skinny. You could be a real skinny like prop jokist, or you can be a weird, goofy looking, weird as fuck buff. Also, prop jokist. And realistically, aren't your jokes the props? You know what I mean? You ever see moose in the city? No, you don't really see moose in the city, but right outside the city. Like, this city is yay big, and as soon as you drive right after yay of the bigness of the city, it's like, yep, there could be a moose there. I'm not saying there is one, but there sure as well could be one there. Like, man, I'm hearing some crazy noises outside right now. Like, there's obviously like a raccoon or two. I don't know, on the deck, or like around it, but within short earshot of this ear, it's like, yeah, there's things going on out there. There's things going on out there. Um, I don't know. What do you guys want to talk about? You guys want to talk about something, or like talk about like another thing? But realistically, it's been a big day for me. It's been a big day for me. Like, it was like pre supper time, and it was almost like all the whole time we were drinking, we were almost like finding a way to like just keep going without supper, because we were like at this one bar, and oddly enough, this one girl, she's like, "I got candy bars. Who wants a chocolate candy bar?" And then she just like dumps her purse out. And I kid you not, man, this fucking chick had like fucking 40 candy bars. It's like, ah, yeah, what? I was like, no, I don't want any. You haven't one anyways, boo, boo. And then we went to another place where they had like coated peanuts in a good way. Sweet and spicy. Go, and those are good. But we never really had a meal. You know what I mean? Just drinks. Ah, I should put that fan on. Unless that broke. Yeah, what else? I ever see moose in the city? Okay, so I'm caught up. We have fucking almost knocking out the camera here. That should, man, I should really fucking clean up that room. Make a studio of it. Maybe that's why. And I don't mean to like fucking ramble on off camera, but I think if I would really like clean up this fucking spot and really like, because this whole room's mine, I could like set up the spot for like, I don't know, like a straight up like studio. And you know what I do? Just hoard and have boxes everywhere, so not have a studio. Uh, that inner that inner voice procrastinate that inner voice procrastinate voice just came out. It's like, man, why don't you do better? Why don't you do better? Remember when you said you would do that? Why don't you just do better? And that sounds good. I want to do better right now. And then I'll wake up hungover. And then all I can think about is like, I don't know, like shitting spicy, wanting fucking chocolate milk, and then just being lazy. So then the epiphany of like productivity from the night prior fizzles away in your PJ pants, pretty much. You know what I mean? Um, I don't know if I talked to you about this like fucking Facebook bitch, but let me tell you, on Marketplace, Facebook Marketplace, I saw like this fucking jean jacket. It's like Echo's old school. Even back in the day, this jacket would have been like, I don't know, 20, $30 brand new back in the day. And this girl's like selling this jacket, Echo, wanting $45. And I'm like, all right, cool. I want this. So I'm like, all right, girl, I want the jacket. It takes like, I don't know, 2, 3 days to get a hold of me. She's like, yes, I have that jacket. I was like, cool, I want it. 3 days later, it was like, no, sold that one. I have the same one but darker color. Here's a picture. I was like, cool, I'll take it. I was like, can you meet me in the north end of town? And then she sends me back a fucking reply like 2, 3 days later. Uh, I sold that one. I have this color. I was like, man, you already said that. Blah blah blah. Can you over here to the north end? And then like 2 days later, she's like, no, I don't deliver. And like, what? I am wasting like fucking days on this fucking jean jacket. And realistically, bitch, the price was 45. I wasn't haggling you on the price at all. I want to buy for what you wanted. If I want to buy something, couldn't I just make that happen on one day? Nope. Took this bitch a fucking week. And at the end of the week, she's like, no, I don't even leave the area of town I'm in. And it's like way far. And it would have to be a weekend. And that I'm already like a week and a half into this fucking deal. I'm like, no, keep it. No, keep it. And then I went on Amazon and I got a fucking better jean jacket for like less. And this jean jacket, I'm just gonna cut the sleeves and the collar right off. Like, put a bunch of patches on it. Like, oh man. And then I don't know if it was a snarky comment from this fucking bitch, but I think it was a snarky comment. I was like, after she said I don't deliver after like a week and a half of this bullshit, I'm like, keep it then. And then she writes back, she's like, oh, okay, or no problem, Wade. Dot dot dot. Because I'm Wade Wilson, right? Dead poop. It's like, keep, no problem, Wade. Dot dot dot. And in my head, I'm like, ooh, fuck. Don't you dare write my first name into this. You never wrote my first name before we even started this like a week and a half ago. And now you're gonna write the fucking name in this and that. And I don't know. That rubbed me the wrong way. And then I was like, fuck you. I was like, I don't even care what it costs. Let me look on Amazon and just like get a jacket at no matter the cost. And then the cost was like fucking the same. You know what I mean? How long is Fergus town? I was gonna say 1 week. I thought he was leaving this weekend, but I heard him say he has like plans for like Monday at the camp or Tuesday at the camp. So I don't know. It might be like I don't know a week or week and a half. So there's another like other week or half a week left of it, I guess. What's your zaniest idea? My zaniest idea is wrapping my head around that zaniest question. I don't fucking know what. I had an idea of like fucking shitting in a lawn chair with a fucking um, bag hanging out the bottom. And man, great idea, great execution. You could have a shit comfortably in the woods if you so choose, if you're not at a campground. But you know what would have killed me? I would have designed this thing to be able to have like fucking plastic grocery bags that's like fucking as the vessel for this like shit paper and piss and shit. Um but then recently they passed this thing where like in town here, uh there's no plastic bags anymore. Like if you want a bag, we're gonna charge you like $1 for a reusable bag, or we'll charge you I don't know like maybe a dime for cheap shitty like paper bag. So you know what I mean? We got all these fucking paper bags now, no plastic bags. And as far as the household goes, you need that bag of bags of fucking like plastic bags for an household. Like you know what I mean? Oh, your shoes are wet in the wintertime? Boom, paper like plastic bag them. You want to bring a lunch? Plastic bag, like a plastic bag. And what? That's gonna be like a non-item now. Ain't that the weirdest thing in the world? And also the other weird thing in the world is like show me your passport papers for your vaccination. You know what I mean? All of that. All of that. Tastes like piss on the account of the apple moonshine. And it's not a piss flavor. It's an apple that tastes like piss. Because apple is pissy. Um, it's my favorite restaurant. I'd say like I love pizza and pizza's easy and Romano's the best. So I don't know, probably Romano's. And you know what? Other thing is like let's say you come to town and it's like, well, I don't really like pizza. What other restaurant would you recommend? I'd be like, well, I would recommend your Romano's, like I said, but I don't like pizza. No, Romano's still. They make a great Caesar salad. They make a great souvlaki pita. They make a great this and that, like like a lasagna, like Romano's, great pizza. Get it on the fly, great deals. There's pizza deals, but guess what? Everything else on their menu is also pretty good. That's also pretty good. I mean, so if we're ever gonna have a date together, or a hangout, or a meetup, or a lunch, or a supper, it's probably gonna be at Romano's, I would say. Know what I mean? Have you ever been under the bridge lately? Yeah, there's I don't think I posted it, but there's a video of me like I was coming back from doing whatever, and I'm not here to incriminate myself out of anything. So I'm coming back like it's like at night, back from whatever on the bike, and then I decide to like hop this barrier on the highway. So, and I always thought about it, but you have to hit it at such a like a dramatic angle that it's got to be like no one behind you. You're not being rushed to do it because man, you got to get out of the lane and like jump a little barrier. Anyways, I did. Boom, boom. Next thing you know, I'm on this like paved walking trail that goes under the bridge, and it's like a sidewalk material paved that follows the river. Boom, right at the end of my street, and I was like, I recorded some of it, and that was good. That was great. Like I know I haven't been posting a lot on YouTube because I just don't know what to post. Like you know, what I mean, I still record. You know, what I mean, most of, like not most, but some of the stuff that I come across in life. Like you know, what I mean, I'm not an actor. Like I'll record some of Dead Poop's life, and I've just been holding on to the footage. Like I just don't know what to post. Like part of me wants to have like something substantial, like a video with a start and finish. And the old me is like, well, let it just be full of like 45 seconds of drunkenness, like and like times seven. You know what I mean? Have you been? Yeah, yeah, and yeah, that was the last time I was probably under there. I wouldn't be surprised if these raccoons are coming fucking right up. You know what I mean? Like tiptoeing in my Jordans. I mean, raccoons coming right the fuck up here. Like, it's like it's almost 3. I'm gonna smoke this, finish that, and then like I don't know, call it a night. I reckon. You know what I mean? And let me not push my luck. Like I was gonna light this and smoke this like indoors. Let me smoke this like half doors. Like give me like a half outside. Like turn the what I did there is I turned the laptop right, and then this thing. Oops. All right. And that made it sound like my whole that made it sound like my whole fucking floor is full of cans. But that was just one can. That was legit just one can being kicked around a lot. Like I kid you not. That sounded like, oh my god, his floor's full of like fucking cans. No, that was just one pesky can. Just right at my foot all the time. And that's Batman. You know what I mean? Uh, do you ever the light and brightness? Do you ever use satanic stuff in your adventures? No, never. There'd be no reason to, and I don't even think I know what would be one. You know what I mean? Yeah, I've been itching my beard lately, and I find like I never used to do that, but ever since I started, you know what it makes you want to do? Like itch it a little more. So I'm gonna have to quit that cold turkey, quit that beard itch. And that's still the same can. Like, yes, it sounds like my floor is full of cans, but that's still the same can. That just one can. Still just one can. Still just one can. You know what I mean? That one can causing all that fucking the hoopla. You know what I mean? That's a weird angle, huh? Like, it makes my head look like fucking square, like rectangle face. Almost like an Austin Power villain. Like number two, it's just number two. And then like maybe I could still throw shoes, but it'd be like smaller size shoes. You know what I mean? It'd be like a half villain. Although man, that guy had some problems. Oops. Yeah, still just one can. You're still just hearing one can. Yeah, that guy had some problems. The number two from Austin Powers, the fucking what was he? What Asiatic? South Pacific Asiatic, North Ender, like Mahoan. Um, yeah, he turned into a life of drug and crime. Oh, you guys hear that? That was a gunshot. That was a gunshot. That was a straight up gunshot. Pow! I didn't see no firework with that one. Unless maybe there is. I didn't see it though. Um, is a tap water safe to drink in St. John? No, yeah, it's safe to drink in St. John. No, I don't have bugs in the beard. What I do have is like I think overexcited follicles where I'm like when I'm like itch. Before I was just never a problem, and ever like lately I've been like just I don't know finding a reason to, and I don't know, just like it just adds to the itch. It's like an itch plus. That's all. Did you ever give someone the Heimlich? I never gave anyone the Heimlich maneuver, but one time, like it was, I was like, man, I was like fresh out of my first aid, and I've taken the first aid before, so like fresh out of my like fourth first aid. I'm going to the fucking fish and brew, not the fish and brew, the Buccaneers, and there's this guy like a fucking daytime drinker dude, and I've seen him there before. Anyways, next thing you know, he does the old fucking eye roll back, like yanka yanka yank, fucking flies off his bar stool, yanka yank, and then I'm like, all right, cuckoo cuckoo, let me like clear everything out of the way. Call like someone called like an ambulance, and then like his teeth were coming in and out of his mouth. I was like, all right, I took the dentures out. Because the whole like put a stick in his mouth, nah, you don't do that. But I didn't want him to fuck up his dentures, so I put the dentures on the side, laid him in like the recovery position, and then eventually like well pretty quick like the fucking what was it, an ambulance showed up, and man ever since then like I'm not gonna like fucking say who this guy is and tell you where he works at and all this and that, but man, I seen this guy on the regular, and he doesn't really drink anymore. Like I don't know if that was a turning point, but yeah, that was the first time I ever used my first aid on someone, and it was just pretty much just like I don't know, like protecting the scene, getting the shit out of his way, like I don't know, taking care of his like teeth, like you know what I mean. I didn't like CPR or I've never done that, but like you know what I mean, the guy had a crazy epileptic attack in my presence. Yeah, you heard it. You heard it. Uh, do you dye your beard? No, I don't dye my beard, but maybe I should. Because, man, sometimes they're like, you look so young. Da, da, da. And then someone points out that has better eyes than whoever just said that. I was like, no, he's like, look, he's got gray in his beard. And if I would just like Rogaine just for a man or whatever, and just like whatever, like couple grays there might be in here, just get rid of that, and then I'd be like, just like fresh faced, fresh freshman. You know what I mean? Are you graduating this year or next year? Well, you know what I mean? It's like, just get, and I don't care. Like, you know what I mean? Like, let there be grays. Because for my age, my gray count is low. My gray count is low. If I was a beach with white sand, I'd be like fucking Black's Beach. Black's Beach. And then that's a weird like and I know you guys, a lot of you guys are in the U.S. and stuff like that, but this is a weird little beach where this little cove of a beach is all black sand, and for what reason? No scientists really put any effort really into figuring out why. But as far as like me watching like the gold shows, black sand and gold go hand in hand. So like, is there like gold over there? Like, if you were to process with like a fucking like processable sluice box, just like you know what I mean? Even like a one generator, one pump, like a hobbyist one, and those are still kind of pricey. But yeah, run some of that black sand and see what's in it. Is there gold in there? You know what I mean? And I don't know if anyone's ever done that. I know there's some in Redhead. Like I've personally found gold in Redhead, but black was it Black's Beach? I don't know. I don't know if anyone's ever done that. And it maybe if there is gold, maybe it's like you have to remove so much black sand just to even get to a speckle. Um, do you think the craziest day of your life is ahead of you or behind you? I, I think it's probably behind me. I would think, because man, I've I've had some crazy days, some crazy weeks, some crazy weekends. I've had some crazy moments. I like to think the craziest is behind me, but you know what I mean. As far as like a fun factor craziness, like I wish there was more ahead. You know what I mean? Like being, and there's only one can. There's legit only one can on the floor. Like all this time, it's only one can. Uh, yeah. Do you decorate your house for Halloween? Yeah, we have like a generic box for Halloween. Like you know what I mean? Like let's grab the Halloween box. And at the same time, like I have like a legit tickle trunks even. I have like a tickle trunk of like family okay costumes and previous costume ideas and costumes pieces and almost like Mr. Dress Up, right? The old tickle trunk. And then I have like mine, where it's like not so appropriate for the fam costumes and this and that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so yeah, I have like two Halloween tickle trunks. And every year I'm like last minute, don't give a fuck, because I know I have these, like, all these costumes. And I'm like, nope, I don't need to think about a costume. Then it's last minute. And then I don't want to use the tickle trunk. So I'm like, let me think of a costume last minute, and then I make another, and I just add to the tickle trunk, you know. And this year, I don't know. I think it's the earliest where I think I want to know what I want to be when I grow up for Halloween, and it's on order. I just ordered a mask, but this mask to be right, there's going to be a lot of costumery. You know what I mean? Just a lot of. Yes, I have the mask, but I need like a great costumery. Are there nude beaches in St. John? No, there's not new. There's public beaches, and then there's other beaches where technically you could be nude, but you'd be a weird dude there. But if there's no one around, there's no one to think you're a weird dude there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's nook and crannies for beach nudity because there's so many beaches around here. Like, I know a few beaches where you could be like, and no one would bother you. There's so many beaches. Like, it's not like it's, it's not like I don't know, in California where like a little strip of beachfront is like shoulder to shoulder. You know, there's so many beaches. Ling Lee's in the heezies. What's up, bro? Um, do you remember the Mr. Sparkle episode of Simpson? Yeah, it was like Mr. Sparkle. It was like Homer Simpson's like face profile, and he was like, "Man, Mr. Sparkle is my face." Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, it was an alright night. Man, look at this boozling. Look at this boozling. It's like moonshine made from apples. Fancy as fuck. But you know what the downside is? It smells and tastes like apples. So when you mix it with something, kind of smells like pee. You know what I mean? It's a weird flavor. Walk like 7 blocks uphill tonight. Where are you, in the Himalayas? There's no 7 uphill blocks. You would have got it downhill at some point. And I mean, did Scotty meet any ladies tonight? I had a 55% made me gag. My place to Martello. No, see, I can make your place to Martello an easy walk. Like okay, maybe a longer walk, maybe not direct shot, but an easy walk nonetheless. Like your place to Martello, yeah, there could be hills involved. Yeah, man, there could be some shitty hills involved, but if you think about the way you walk it, you could be no hills. You know what I mean? Then brew, then dom. Yeah, so then the brew, and that's a hill, and then so you're just adding hills. You're just adding hills. Oh, McFluffy. McFluffy's in the heezies. Um, wasn't betting enough to win the sevens. My place of Martello, 16 minutes. And yeah, no, there's some gnarly hills, and you could maybe avoid them, but you have to backtrack a little bit. You could backtrack, avoid some gnarly hills. The goat, my man, the legend, McFluffy Nips. Look at I mean, you're describing yourself, bro. If anything, and see, everyone's like, "Ah, oh, McFluffy in the house." Cha cha cha, like like clap, quack one, McFluffy, fucking potatoes. No hills had to be area up there. Yeah, yeah, true. No hills had to be area up there. No, I totally agree with that. I'd have wrote the same thing if I was you. Um, Deadpool for president 2022. Ah, yeah, fuck yeah, that makes sense. And man, do you guys see that Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell like this will be brown, this will be blue, this will be wild sky, this will be red. That was kind of cool. Sewer junk type. No, Lingley. From what you're describing, sounds awesome. Like you complain about seven fucking blocks or hills or whatever. Sounds awesome because it sounds like you walked because your truck wasn't with you, and that's a good thing, dude. Like you know what I mean? Like ain't no shame in that game of fucking leaving a fucking powertrain behind. You know. And I'm a strong advocate of that. Give me your keys, or you shouldn't be. But every now and then, you're like, I've had a few. Let me just get there and let me see what then, you know what I mean? For you guys who don't know, man, like in New Brunswick is like zero. Like before, it used to be like 0.08. You're like, oh, you had a few beers deep, but you're a fucking thick boy, so you can have a few, and you're good. You even blow the breathalyzer. It's like, yeah, you've had booze, but you're good on the booze that you've had. And nowadays, it's like it's zero. Yes, you're not getting a criminal charge if you're under that booze amount, but if it's anything but anything, you're getting your car lost for like I don't know a day or two or a week or it's like what I didn't do anything illegal, but you're revoking my license for like 2 days or a week or so because I had a beer and like I'm not drunk, but you on the thing it says I had one. Like that's fucked. Like man, this part of Canada where we're at, if I were to like start listing off the weird like bullshit dinosaur non-rules that everyone's getting fucked over in New Brunswick, it'd be crazy. It'd be a long list. You know what I mean? You seem to have social skills. I've always had a social anxiety. What are some tips to improve myself on social situations? Uh, to be truthful, I'd almost have to like see you in your element and see are you like that awkward guy. But if you want baby steps advice, it'd be like be yourself, but be yourself more as a listener and less of a talker. Because if you're a weird fella, and let me be straight, if you're a weird fella, if you're a bunch of like cool guys, that's better for you just to shut the fuck up and let's just listen to what's going on and add a moment in, like you know what I mean, like let the conversation go, and then yeah, if you just add to it, and that's what I mean. There's no social anxiety to be had because realistically, your main goal is to listen to conversation, flow with it, add your thought with a pinch of it, and then like go from there. So at the end of the day, like if you're that hyper weird dude in a social situation, you could be like, but I believe this, and the next thing you know, people are looking at you like because they disagree with you, whatever you just said. But and then you feel weird about it. You feel anxious. It's an anxious moment, But if you just like minimally participate in the conversation up to maximally once you feel comfortable with it. But yeah, like, and I I find listening like fucking pays off a lot. Like, I'll be in a lot of like situations like this might seem out of character because you guys see me alone. You guys see me alone talking to you guys, and you know what I mean. That's still just one can. Um, you see me alone with you guys, and I'm like, I'm Deadpool 420. Da, da, da. But socially, in a situation where I'm with, let's say, 8 people or more, or even it doesn't even have to be that many. Even like, let's say 10 for a round number. Let's say 10 people, but I know like one or two of these people have strong personalities where they're like, bah, God, give me the microphone. Let me sing a song all the time and let me be a boisterous personality. I will backseat that whole evening. I will backseat that whole evening. So let's say let's say I have a big personality, and let's say there's someone else with a big personality. I will backseat that personality. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I will take it easy, and that's where I can get socially awkward. Like, you know what I mean? Like, in a sense where I'm funny and loud sometimes, but in some other situations, it's like, no, I feel super uncomfortable, and anxiety's kicking in because of this like situation, like right now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this guy's got a strong personality. This guy's got a strong personality. You know what I mean? I don't feel I can be myself, and anxiety kicks in. Um, his plus was carrying a case as well, but no zero tolerance. There you go. Have you ever considered running for office? Office of what? You gonna be up for a few, bro? I don't think so. I was saying like I was gonna like smoke a joint and cigarette and finish this beer and then like or finish this drink, and like almost every task has been achieved, and it's like 3 o'clock. So yeah, yeah. No, probably not up for too much longer. Yeah. Um, Facts that made sense. I appreciate your 2 credits. And McFluffiness, man, I kind of rambled on that, and I don't know if I properly answered it really, but I kind of did ramble on. But I do understand social anxiety. Like, I seem like that might not be something that would affect me, but man, it does. It does. Like, I overthink everything, and sometimes in certain even like friendship, social situations, I overthink something to the point where it just like just anxiety, like, just like one step one step at a time, and just do a lot more listening. But that's a healthy person. A person that can backseat a personality shows that they're a narcissist. And yeah, I just And it's not about backseat. It's more about like your anxiety, and that's why I was like, I don't know if I explained it well, but just letting the conversation flow and almost you be a spectator to it. And I don't want you to not be yourself or but to being a spectator to a hangout session or a spectator to a social situation is less stressful than being in the middle of it. You know, like let's say like when I like grocery shopping is a big anxiety moment for me to the point where like man like I don't have to grocery shop very often. Mrs. Poop does it, and because I find that when I'm grocery shopping, and this is from stems from years ago, and even like then, you got the guy got the shopping cart here, and then he's beside his shopping cart looking over on this. You're between your shopping cart and you're blocking the whole aisle, and here I am behind you, just trying to get around. And like to me, that's like the lack of like situational awareness frustrate, frustrates me so much, and like anxiety, and that I've done some crazy shit at just a simple grocery store. Like here I am just trying to get Kraft dinner, some beans, and like some potatoes and shit. Like, and I'm like pushing people's carts out of the way and like just getting upset. Um, but that's from like I don't know, just anxiety, like just not being comfortable in a situation. So my main move is just not be in that situation and be a bystander to that situation and let that situation happen. And then that's what I mean. And where's this joint? Where's this joint? Uh, I guess I'll call it quits. Cheers, y'all. And man, Langley, if you would have got a hold of me earlier, man, man, I would love you to be here, or I would have went to your place or whatever. But technically, like it's 3 a.m. 3 a.m. I've had no supper. Can't really be even smoking back here. Like I'm gonna have to snuff this out real quick. Uh, do you have any new Karen stories? No, I don't think so. Because I don't really go in the wild too much. Like, you know what I mean? Like, for me to have a Karen story, I have to go, like, to be at Walmart for a bit or to be. I gotta work. I gotta work and I go to the panic room. Like, you know what I mean? I don't get out too much. And a couple other spots every now and then, every now and then the blue, but let's call a spade a spade. Yeah, exactly. Let's call a spade a spade. Yeah, actually, I do know a Karen story. I know a Karen story that technically, like, someone should have had a fucking dry handy or a BJ. This girl comes uptown and was like, "Oh, I'm a girl." She's like, "Oh yeah, I'm a girl, and I believe I'm $5 short for a drink of alcohol." and I'm a girl, and let me get $5 from you, and please. And so, anyways, fucking Fergie gave her $5. She's like, I'm just gonna get everything inside, and I'll come out here and talk to you, fine fellas. So, anyways, like fucking Ferg gives her the money, doesn't get a drink at the bar we're at. We seen her run across the street, doesn't even get a drink from there. Never seen her again except for seeing her through the window. So that was like a $5 crack rock she got. So yeah, like a $5 crack rock. And I don't know, like that was like a scam. Like she didn't sell the world. It's not like she was trying to sell real estate or did this and that, but she was so desperate that fucking it's like it almost seems like she would have done anything for that $5 for what she said was a drink of alcohol, but technically if we would have been like, ah, no, she'd be like, oh, no, I changed my story, and then she'd have a new story. Then she'd start offering like this, like she would have done, but like hindsight 50-50, a spade a spade. She would have done anything for that. It's almost like reverse meatloaf. You know how like he'd do anything for love, but he won't do that. But she would. She would like I don't know, dry handy the over the jeans. She would like I don't know, like fucking like courtyard blowy. And there's a protest, I guess too. You could have drug her to the protest and almost been like protesting COVID and also getting that dry handy blowy at the same time. Given she's gotten her $5 for her stone, right? And that's the beauty of like once in a while just going like deep uptown, like at the spots. It's like everyone's so friendly, but everyone's on like just a different level. Like there's a friendliest guy just wanting money, and she wanted money. I guess no, I'm gonna make it seem like everyone wants money. No, it's not like that. Like we bought in rounds, and then next thing you know, the people we bought drinks for, they're like they buy us drinks back. Like you know what I mean? It's not always like that, but we pulled up, and it was like I want I want 250 from you and 250 for your friend. Da, da, da. So man, it sounds like $5 was a target for this guy too. So long story short, it almost seems like someone's like around the corner selling them $5 rocks. I mean, like you have them pre $5 five bags. And that's why I didn't know where that story was going, but that is also probably also true. Because man, this like fucking old dude that wasn't allowed in any of the bars. Like I ain't giving you no money. I'll buy you a beer once we go in this bar. He's like, I'm not allowed in there. So yeah, it wasn't for like fucking beer money. Sounds like dude had like fucking $5 bags around the corner. I mean, and $5 bags ain't a fucking ain't ain't silly. Like you know what I mean? Like that ain't silly. Like the only real market I know is like, let's say, the weed trade. A bunch of you guys can get an ounce, go together, or you could sell this out like just like a fucking gram here and there and just make way more. You know what I mean? Your feelings are valid. We love you to poop. You deserve better. I don't think I deserve. I think I'm doing great. I think I don't deserve anything. Like I think I'm doing great. Like as far as like in life, great. As far as like everything else, great. Like you know what I mean? Like I'm partially internet known, but I'm locally known, and I'm pretty sure my soulmate's in there with my children sleeping. Um, so yeah, I think things are pretty good. Things are pretty good, you know. Except for that moonshine, man. That moonshine, that apple moonshine, pissy, very pissy forwards taste. Cause like, I guess that's what the apples taste like. Kind of horrible in that sense. Dude was telling me, he was like, "Wow, you got like a strong tasting moonshine. Mix that with chocolate milk." And I was like, "Wow, all right, you want to white Russian this by having like a strong alcohol and then like the chocolate milk?" I don't know, man. I'll give it a try. Like I'll honestly give it a try. Like that. That doesn't sound bad at all. You know what I mean? So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see if chocolate milk can masquerade this like apple piss taste. All right, done the drink, done the joint, done the smoke. It's done being late. I'm gonna go inside and cook a snack. Um, thanks for everyone for dropping in, hanging out. It was good to see you guys all. And no, I think that's it. I think that's it. Love you guys. Peace.